Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I know it's the bye week. We still got plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Did we get some good news yesterday? Did the Vol fans get some good news yesterday? I don't know. I'm going to let you guys be the deciding factor on that coming up in just a little bit. But I want to talk about this Tennessee offense. Yeah, the offense. You know, I feel like all we've been talking about all week long is the defense, and that fires me up. That excites me. If you missed some of the videos I've been making, go back, check them out, give them a watch. I love this Tennessee defense, but I want to talk about the offense, more specifically the rushing attack, because this offense, we know it, I know it, you guys know it. Anybody that's a true fan of this football team, a true fan of Josh Heupel, they know that his offense starts with running the football. They're currently leading the SEC in rushing yards per game, averaging close to 300 yards per game on the ground. Yeah, well, Boogie, it's just 4 games. Just 4 games. We've not played anybody. That's cool. Last year, 2023, also led the SEC in rushing yards per game. There was a little drop-off in 2022. Tennessee was 6th in the conference, but in 2021, they were 2nd in rushing yards per game. It was comical, man. A couple of weeks ago, Ben McKee, shout out Ben, I love him. This clip did not do Ben McKee justice. Ben McKee was talking about the outside narrative. People on the outside that may not be close to the program calling Josh Heupel's offense an air raid. So don't get it twisted. This is not Ben McKee, but it's worth playing this clip. Let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel has to say when somebody calls his offense an air raid.
How your offense is maybe an air raid or this and that. How gratifying was it to have a win where the rush offense and the defense led the way?
That's kind of laughable to me, to be honest. You look at our ability to run the football, since we've been here. Statistically, over the last close to a decade, we've always ran the ball really efficiently and effectively. We have balance. We do create big plays in the pass game, but we create those things in the run game too. And I was proud of the physicality that we played with on the offensive line. Our tight ends, our running backs played that way too. And same thing on the other side of the football. You look at the way our front seven played at the line of scrimmage. That was a big part of the football game.
Calls it laughable. This is not an air raid offense. This offense starts with a rushing attack. And look at what these running backs are doing this season. Dylan Sampson averaging almost 6.5 yards per carry. He's got 10 touchdowns through just 4 games. Deshaun Bishop, man, what a baller. What a gamer that kid is, averaging 7.6 yards per carry. Last season, we saw Jalen Wright go over 1,000 yards. He averaged 7.5 yards per carry. But then you look over at recruiting, right? You flip to recruiting, and there's almost a narrative that we can't sign that elite running back. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that narrative? Do you think there's some negative recruiting going on? Because again, look what Deshaun Bishop is doing this year, 7.5 yards per carry. I don't think anybody was really celebrating Deshaun Bishop when he committed to Tennessee with an App State hat and a Coastal Carolina hat on the table. But what Deshaun Bishop has done in this offense has been impressive. But let's look at recruiting. Let's look at last cycle. You signed Peyton Lewis, a 4-star running back, top 10 guy. Nationally, he was inside the top 150, got elite speed. I think Peyton Lewis could be the next Dylan Sampson. He could be the guy that we're talking about. He could be a really great running back for Tennessee. You go to the cycle prior to that, the class of 23. That's when you get Deshaun Bishop late. You had Cam Seldon committed, and I don't think Cam Seldon has quite shown us what he can do yet. He was a 4-star athlete, one of the top athletes in the country, played a lot of wide receiver. I think he still needs to learn the running back position, but he's also got to stay healthy. But you got Cam Seldon, and then you followed that up with Deshaun Bishop. You only signed Peyton Lewis last cycle. The class of 22, you got Dylan Sampson, and then you landed Justin Williams-Thomas, who has since transferred. So it seems to be that you hit on one and then you miss on one. You hit on one and then you miss on one. We'll see how Cam Seldon and Deshaun Bishop play out for that class of 23. But as of right now in the class of 2025, the only running back you've got committed in this class is Justin Baker, a 3-star running back out of Buford, Georgia. Really talented kid. Came on the show for an interview. Great kid, well-spoken. We've done a film breakdown on him as well. If you missed all that, go back and give it a watch. But Tennessee wants to add another running back. So do we get some good news yesterday? Well, this popped up on Twitter from Hayes Fawcett. 4-star running back Ousmane Kroma will delay his commitment, he tells On 3 Recruits. Says the top uncommitted running back in the class of 2025 was originally scheduled to commit on Saturday, but will now announce on October the 5th, choosing between Georgia, Florida State, Auburn, and Tennessee. Now, Darrell Sims, Tennessee's running back coach, just happened to be on his campus on Thursday for a visit. Took some time to go see him. The commitment gets delayed. We're going to get into it. Is this some good news? Is this something to be excited about? We'll talk about it, but as always, you guys know the deal. I need you to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy, and it helps this channel. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists, reporters. We don't pretend to be any of that stuff. What we are is fans, diehard, passionate, psychotic Tennessee football fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. It is a bye week, so we're going to be back live on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, fan call-in show. That's when you guys get to come on the show. We're going to be looking ahead to that game against Arkansas, another SEC game on the road, and then we'll be back to business as usual next week. Eric Kane on Monday morning at 9 a.m., EA Sports College Football on Tuesday nights at 6:30 p.m., and then Talkin VAWLS live Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So let's get into it. Is it good news? Ousmane Kromah delays his commitment. A lot of buzz around Auburn, a lot of buzz around Georgia. But you can see there the profile on the screen, 6 foot, 215 pounds out of Leesburg, Georgia. He's a 4-star prospect, one of the top 5 running backs in the country, just ranked just outside the top 100 according to the On3 industry rankings. You can see there On3 individually has him at 97th, just inside that top 100. His top 4, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, Tennessee, again, scheduled to commit on the 28th. That's tomorrow. That gets postponed. He's going to make that decision just a little bit later on October the 5th. So is this good news? Is this an advantage for Tennessee? Now, I saw a Georgia writer saying that this was because of the weather. I've not seen that anywhere else. I've only seen that from the Georgia coverage. Now, his high school game this weekend did get postponed because of the weather. Again, he's in Georgia. So does that have something to do with this decision? I don't know. You can speculate. We can talk about it. But again, his top 4, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, and Tennessee. The scouting report from Andrew Ivins, director of scouting over at 247 Sports, says thrashing running back with downhill tendencies that plays with plenty of urgency. Extends runs with dynamic jump cuts and impressive contact balance as he can juke around or power through tacklers. Brings true 3-down capabilities to the table as he's effective in pass pro, and he has displayed the ability to create separation, entering his senior season with 53 catches, 730 yards to his credit. Goes on to say he hits the hole with confidence, tends to always be falling forward. Might not win every foot race on Saturdays, but has a knack for producing some highlight reel-worthy runs as he holsters a nasty stiff arm and a defender-clearing hurdle. Added some good mass to the frame that stretches just over 6 feet following junior year. Should eventually be able to carry 220 or more. Overall projects as a well-rounded running back that can carry the workload for a college football playoff contender and do some dirty work. Explosive lower half, likely to eventually be attractive to Sunday evaluators as he's thrown down some alley-oop dunks on the hardwood. So again, that's the scouting report. Andrew Ivins, director of scouting over at 247 Sports. Now, he visited Knoxville back in the spring, took in the orange and white game, also returned back to Rocky Top in June for his official visit. After that visit, said it just made him have more love for the Vols, said it's a great school, great family-oriented place. That's why I love it. Goes on to say, I didn't go looking for anything to wow me or anything like that. I just really wanted to vibe and hang out with the people around campus and facility and get a feel for the people, because genuinely all these official visits and stuff are going to be the same. He says the people are going to be the difference, and they're going to be the ones that make a difference. So that's what all I've got to be worried about. Man, I don't think you've got a better sales pitch right now than coming off of that Oklahoma game. You want to see the culture. You want to see what Josh Heupel is doing at the University of Tennessee. All you got to do is pull up that clip and give it a watch, and you're going to fall in love with this program. You're going to understand that it's authentic, that it's genuine, that it's the real deal here. It's not fake. It's not buzzwords. It's not we got this culture, we got this family. It's the truth. You can see that when you watch that locker room clip and you see Josh Heupel holding back tears. You can see that when Nico runs over to the sideline to give him that game ball. You can see it in the locker room when Nico says, "We did this for you, coach. We did it for you." Josh Heupel says, "It was never about me, but thanks for giving me a little extra." So you want family. You want culture. If it's about the people, I think the University of Tennessee is the place for you. Steve Wiltfong on September the 23rd said Tennessee wants to add another running back. They're finalists for On 300 running back Ousmane Kromah going into Saturday commitment, but likely trail. This was before the postponement. Said they're in the mix for another in-state prospect, USC commit Dwayne Morris. We'll see if other names pop up, but they'll keep pushing for Morris. Now, he's a 3-star running back out of Murfreesboro. Vols relate to offer. They've been working to get him to campus ever since then. He's been committed to USC since April the 7th. Now, as of this morning, Austin Price over at VolQuest said that Chroma was set to commit on Saturday, but yesterday pushed it back to October the 5th. Said Coach Sims stopped by his high school on Thursday. Vols still in the mix. Georgia and Auburn heavily involved. Florida State continues to hang around. So that's the latest on Ousmane Chroma. Does Tennessee have a shot? Is that some good news? We'll see how this plays out. What do you think they should do if they don't get Chroma? If they can't go and get Dwayne Morris? I guess you got to go to the portal at that point. They're also in on an elite running back in the class of 26, Savion Hyder. We'll start talking more about the class of 26 after we tie Big Fat Bow on this class of 25. But what are your thoughts? Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. Couldn't do this without you. We're giving away a free t-shirt to a member of this channel every month during the season. Gave out one Wednesday night. We'll give away another one coming up in October. So get those memberships in. You can do it for $1. It keeps the lights on. It allows us to do this full time, bring you the morning streams, bring you some bonus content, as much coverage as possible. So we thank you for that support. But if not, just smash the thumbs up because it's quick, free, and easy. Jump to the comment section. Let's talk about it because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.